Hey everybody, and welcome back. My name is Sue and I am from OML Embroidery, and today we are going to be working in Wilcom E4, and I wanted to show you guys a couple of the new elements that they have out. I'm a little bit behind. I didn't realize we didn't have them. And if you have Wilcom, go to the home screen and My Wilcom, and it'll show you what you do and what you don't have. So I was a little surprised. So I said, hey, Dawn, we need these elements. So even if you don't have V4, check it out because it's really cool. Check out these new elements that I'm going to use today. So I just made a simple flower. Now I just picked this and I went left click and then right click, left click, right click, and then enter. And you've made a simple flower design. Now you can do this part in Hatch or any software that you're using. So let's make that into a fill stitch or a tatami stitch. Keep it selected, and then we're just going to multiply it and make sure it's crossed over a little bit, about like that. And then do you want to merge? Yes, please. And that's exactly how I did it. So super easy to do. So let's check out the new stitch. Now, one of them is called a spiral stitch. And once I do the spiral stitch, you will know where it's from. So I've done it. That doesn't look like anything, but what we need to do is change the stitch spacing. So the spacing between the lines of stitches, and I'm going to put it at about 5 millimeters. And there you go. This is, for this one, kind of a ripple stitch in Hatch. Awesome. Now you can play around with the different stitch spacings and you'll get a different look for it. So let's make this one about 7, and you have a completely different look to it. Now, the other thing you can do that's really creative and interesting is that you can move the center of it, and you can move it over here and it changes the whole thing. I don't think the flower looks that great moving the center, but if you wanted to get some perspective, or if you just have a plain, shape that you want to dress up, that's what you can do. So very cool for the spiral fill. I absolutely love it. Now let's delete those guys. We are going to create a circle. So I'm going to left click, drag, pull it out, and I want a perfect circle. So I'm going to do it like that. And then we are going to change it to the spiral fill, which, give it a minute because I made this quite big. Now again, we have to change the setting because that is way too dense. And voila, you have a perfect spiral. Isn't that amazing? Let's make the space a little bit more because I'm going to do something cool with it. So that's how you make a spiral. You can make it smaller and more space and just have a swirl. So let's put this guy aside right here. And let's go to the second element that I found. And I really, really like this one, and I am going to have so much fun with it. So let's just do a line and hold down the control key. There we go. Enter and go back to our pointer and select it. And right here is what we want. Right here. Motif run. And let's pick a better one than this because this one isn't going to show it very well. Something like this. Yeah, we can see it with that. Let's move it over. I'm not used to such a small screen. Now the new part, it's called Motif Advanced. And you can, if you look over here, you can see constant size and spacing. Okay, that's normal. Keep first, keep last. That's normal. But you can change the size of it. So variable size and spacing, and then you can gradient it. How cool is that? I can think of a million billion size different things I can do with this. So gradient size only, and it doesn't amend the spacing, so you end up with it spacing more, and gradient spacing only. So that one's kind of interesting if you just do it gradient spacing only. But how cool is that? So I'm going to right click and I'm going to copy that and bring it down. And I love the motif square there. It shows you everything. We can do it with different motifs. We can do it. Let's pick, let's go to black work. And because they have bigger ones and it'll show up better. So not that one, that's too boring. Isn't that neat? That would take a long time to do that. And I love it. I've been playing around with it and I can think of a ton of ways of using it. Isn't that neat? And you know, if you were to add more to it, it'll keep going smaller, smaller, and smaller. So let's try another one. That's super awesome. That one is so pretty. So let's combine the two stitches. So let me click on this one. So we're going to do this one and we are going to break apart, because if you click on it, I'll show you guys, if you click on it to make it motif, it's a circle. It's a circle, so it has that code in it, so you can't do it. So what we need to do is break it apart and take it not as a fill to just a run, and that is how you do it. So remember that. And now it's a run. So now when I click on it and I turn it to motif, it does the whole thing. So let's pick something interesting. I think maybe little stars or something. So curve, just thinking of something. We could maybe do candle wicking for this one. I just love motifs. So let's go to candle wicking. And wow, that looks incredible now, doesn't it? That's a whole lot. So let's make this a gradient. So gradient size and spacing. And I think what we need to do is have a little bit more space between the motif run. I don't think that's good. That's an intro. So 7 mm. Spacing. Isn't that neat? Of course, you can play around with this and get different looks with, you know, different motifs, but I think that's really, really neat. Let's try that again, but we're going to add a little more spacing. So let's go over the steps again. We're going to make a circle. Now you can manually make a circle and skip it, but I always remember to do it this way. And then we are going to make it a spiral. And it's going to be really tight. So why don't we make this one at about 9 millimeters and maybe even a little bit more. How about 10? There we go. 15. Let's do this. Okay. So now right click and break apart, or Control K is break apart. And now we have it as a run stitch. Change it to a motif. I'm not sure if this one will work. We could try the candle wicking again, or we could try something maybe a little bit lighter and a little bit smaller squares. Well, that might look cool. Let's do it. Gradient size and spacing. What an amazing effect. Don't you think that's awesome? And you can, of course, you know, change it around on the fly and it's going to change it. Okay, I think stars work really well for this one. Oh, wow. Isn't that neat? Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So you can change the look of it. You can change the style of it. And it's big and then small. I think it's really, really neat. Now, you can change just about everything on this. So size, spacing, we've got good spacing, variable spacing. See, there you go. That's what I wanted to do. Isn't that neat? So I just clicked on variable spacing and you can do minimum size and fix the cord gap on it. So minimum size is fine. Isn't that neat? I'm really happy with that. I think I could play around forever with this. I think it's really neat. I'm going to make it bigger so there's more space around it. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, can you think of millions of ways to be able to use this? I think even that is gorgeous. So I am going to be decorating things with this motif run and this spiral stitch because I think it's really awesome, and it just made motifs even better for me. I think that's beautiful. I can see that on different designs. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys these new motifs that I'm so excited about and the different things that I'm going to be doing with them. You'll be able to see different ones in some of the free designs that we'll be having. I'm going to incorporate this for sure. And again, you can play around with all of the different sizes and play around with it and get the look exactly that you want. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Even if you don't have E4, you can see what E4 can do and the different things it can do. Oh, that's rope. Ooh, that's neat too. And you can help me come up with some cool ideas. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys like this. Don't forget to like and support the channel so we can keep doing more educational videos and having tons of fun. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!